alien girl left unclothed and pelted with garbage, until the human covered her with his new coat. The first thing Aaron heard was the wet slap of a tomato. The second was laughter from the catwalks of Rustbridge Market, rippling through the rain. He pushed through the crowd, clutching the parcel that held his first new coat in years. Charcoal, clean, meant for a job interview at noon. On the deck, a girl stood barefoot on the grating, rain washing a skin the color of dusk. Faint bioluminescent lines shivered beneath it. Someone had stripped her all but a ribbon at her wrist. "Outcast!" a vendor shouted, pitching a bruised pear. Boy threw peels. Each strike made the girl flinch but not look away. Aaron didn't know her species. Nixery, perhaps. Refugees from the burned colonies. He only knew the rain on his cheeks and a simple rule: pick dignity over comfort. He climbed onto the deck. "Hey!" he shouted. A bottle spun toward the girl. Aaron stepped in front. It burst against his forearm. He tore the parcel's twine. The coat slid free, wrongly fine against rust and mud. He set it around her shoulders. She gasped a glassy sound and clutched the lapels. "You don't want that back," a man jeered. Touched by it, Aaron looked at the girl. "Can you walk?" She tasted the word. "Walk." "Yes." "Stay behind me." They moved. Laughter frayed into mutters. A noodle stall owner, an older woman with grease-slick hair, banged a ladle against her counter. "Enough," she barked. "You want to throw something, throw your shame in the canal." Under the stall's canopy, Aaron draped a blanket over the coat. The girl's glow steadied. The vendor pressed a bowl into her hands. Steam fogged her lashes. "Name?" Aaron asked. She tapped the ribbon. "IRI. I'm Aaron. I'll take you to intake." Ari's gaze slid to the crowd, not trusting the word they. "Safe." "I'll make it safe," he said, and felt a hinge click inside. The choice made. Rain thinned to mist. They wound through tarps and humming generators. Near the civic office, 2 wardens lounged under a heater. "She needs temporary asylum," Aaron said. "She was assaulted." One warden looked IRI up and down. "Species?" "Nixery, half," she whispered. "Not on the funded list," the warden replied. "Registries under audit." "Then a medic," Aaron said. "She's hypothermic. Medics cost credits. You offering?" Aaron thought of the interview, of why he'd bought the coat. In a puddle he saw himself. Coatless, shirt wilting. "Yes, bill me." Aaron gasped. "Can't bill ghosts," the warden said, turning away. A knot of vendors drifted closer. Ari stepped into Aaron's back, shaking. He raised his voice. "She's a person," he said to them and to the camera above the street. "You all saw what you did. We saw you give a month's rent to a stray," a man said. "Stray," Iri whispered. Aaron stepped forward. "Throw it at me," he called. "Whatever you were going to throw it here." He spread his arms. He wasn't large or strong. He had only the sentence. The boy with the peels lowered his hand. The noodle vendor left her stall to stand beside IRI, ladle like a cudgel. The warden sighed at the camera's red light. "Fine." He nudged a crate forward. "Sit her there. Temporary voucher." Aaron exhaled. "It's not much," he told IRI. "But it's a start." She touched the lapel. "You gave me belonging." He wanted to say it was only cloth. Instead, "We'll get you warm, fed, then to someone who deserves you." The clinic smelled of iodine. A medic scanned Iri's bruises and wrapped her in heated foil. "Low-grade hypothermia," she said. "Food, rest, and not being treated like trash." Iri slept with her hand knotted in the lapel. Aaron sat until dawn sanded night to gray. When she woke, light found silver in her hair. "You still here?" she said. "Yeah." His interview time had bled away. He expected the old ache of a missed chance. Instead he felt steady. "I have a grandmother," Iri murmured. "On the low docks. If you can take me." "Of course." They crossed the morning market. The same faces were there. Some looked away. The noodle vendor waved them over and pressed a paper bag into Iri's hands. "For the road," she said. At the low docks, beneath cranes and ship bones, a door bore chalk sigils. A woman with Iri's glow opened it, older, grief and iron in her posture. Her pupils widened at the coat, then flicked to Aaron. "You brought her," the woman said. "I am senior." "Aaron." "Some forgot the old ways," Sin said. "We do not." Iri's fingers still hooked the lapel, unwilling to let go. "Will you?" She searched for a word bigger than thanks. "Visit. If you want me to." "Belonging is not a coat," she said, "but it helped me cross the market. It helped me cross something too." Sin gave him a small woven charm of wire and blue beads. "For protection," she said. Aaron closed his fist around it. Behind her, Iri looked back, an ember now where there had been only rain. He turned toward Rustbridge. He had no interview and no coat. Yet he felt an invisible mantle on his shoulders, the weight of one decent act. By midday word threaded through the stalls. Some scoffed. Others stopped throwing. A sign appeared at the noodle stall. "Clothes drop. Don't ask, just give." That evening Aaron returned to the low docks with a second coat. Not new but warm. When the door opened, Ira laughed, no longer a sound like breaking glass. She stepped into the dusk, the first coat still around her, and together they crossed back through Rustbridge, not hiding, not hurried, while the market watched two facts walk side by side and refused to be separated. A girl in a coat and the human who had placed it there. The clinic's warm light seemed a world apart from the rain-soaked market. Iri lay wrapped in a heated foil blanket, her faint bioluminescent lines glowing softly in the dim. She hadn't let go of Aaron's coat, not even in sleep. Aaron sat nearby, tired but unmoving. His missed interview no longer felt like a loss. He had made his choice the moment he stepped between her and the crowd. When she woke, her voice was quiet. "You stayed." "Of course," he said. "I have a grandmother," Iri murmured. "By the low docks. She will keep me safe." They walked through the morning market together. Some faces turned away in shame. Others watched silently. The noodle vendor emerged from her stall and handed Iri a warm paper bag. "For the road," she said simply. At the docks, the smell of salt and rust hung in the air. A weathered door opened to reveal an older Nixery woman, tall, steady-eyed, and marked with the same faint glow. "You brought her home," she said. "I am senior." Aaron nodded. She was alone in the market. Sen studied him, then pressed a small woven charm into his hand. "For protection. Many see suffering. Few act." Iri's fingers lingered on the coat's lapel. "Belonging is not just a coat," she said softly, "but it helped me cross the market." Aaron left with the charm in his palm, feeling the weight of what had passed between them. By nightfall, a new sign hung in the market. "Clothes drop. Don't ask, just give." That evening, he returned with another coat, not new but warm. When Iri opened the door, her smile was free of fear. Together they walked back into the market, side by side, unhurried and unafraid.